going on, guys? I look kind of tired. Sorry, I just woke up. But look, we're at work, man. Yo, what is going on, guys and girls? Hope everyone's having a great day. It is Monday, and if you saw the little previous video, a little tired there, man. Woke up just a little bit. Got the Red Bull kicking in, and on the lunch break. It's actually about to end pretty soon. So once it ends, back to work. Usually busy on Mondays, but man, who isn't busy on Monday, right? So today's video, a little bit fun today. Nothing. I always like to say nothing too serious, because I know some people are always like, they kind of see what I'm saying. They think I'm like super serious about it. I think it's just more to be just a fun topic to talk about and to relate with the people that are subscribed to me that do delivery. And if you haven't, or you'll run into. So today's video is top 10 places, in my opinion, that I think that are difficult or hard, or I just don't want to deliver to. So we'll start off with number 1 being the easiest and work our way down to number 10. I'll just kind of give a brief description of why I don't like delivering to the place, and it mainly has to do with time. So being a delivery driver, you don't have that much time to waste. So the more time you're wasting, the longer it's gonna take you to get home, if you're doing something where you finish and you can go home after. And then you don't want to waste that much time. Some of these, I know for me, I had priorities to deliver, and I can't be late to them because obviously I get in trouble. But with no further ado, let's jump straight into the video. And number 1 is this residential dead-end street. So it's honestly not that hard. That's why I put it at number 1. And I think the only situation where I ran into this was when I was with Amazon. There was this one street that I didn't know, and I would turn in and go all the way down to make the delivery and realize that all the cars were parked on the curb. So it made it really difficult for me to maneuver in a step van to get out, and it just kind of wasted some time every now and then. But once I figured it out, it didn't become as hard. So that's why I have it at number 1, because if you see the sign, you're most likely either going to back in or just stay out there in that street, depending on how far it is, and make that delivery. All right, for number 2, we got a gated residential home. So the main thing about this is just the gate. Sometimes you can open them by yourself and drop the package if they leave a note, or there's been situations where I just have to leave it by the gate. And just depending, sometimes I had to call if I've never been in the home, to be like, hey, is it okay if I can leave it right out here, or do you need me to go take it in, or meet me out? And if it needs a signature, then yeah, see, it can get kind of a little difficult, instead of just leave it at the front door and knocking. But I never really ran into that too many times, so that's why I'm putting it at number 2. But you guys let me know. All right, number 3, we got a gated residential plus a long driveway. These are usually like in the really, I would say, further out in the country, or in really big, nice homes that have that want their own privacy. I think working for Amazon, there was a lot of houses that I had to do that. And if you know how their thing works, you have to actually be at the front house in some of them to make that delivery, and you can't leave it somewhere else because it won't let you unless you kind of work your way around that. I know there's a way to work around it. So and not all these driveways are good to drive on. Some of them are really like dirt roads, and if it rains, it can get really dangerous. So you make your call on that. But just making the delivery in general, it takes a lot of time. You got to go drive all the way in, leave it, and then come back. And I know there were some times where I would have like 10 to 12 of those type of homes, and it would literally, I would lose like 30 minutes. It happened while it was raining one time, and I was like, dude, this is not it, man. This is not it. All right, number 4, we got apartments. So we all know about apartments if you've ever done delivery, especially if you got to go up and down the stairs a lot of times. And depending on what you're taking, I know some of the ground guys, y'all bringing some heavy stuff, heavy furniture, and whatever y'all bring. Luckily, like for me, I don't do any deliveries, and I work in commercial area, so I don't have to worry about that. But I even to this day, I hear stories about it. I'm like, man, I get lost in these apartments, and I don't know what to do, man. And for me, I worked with Amazon when I was delivering apartments, and some of them would get kind of confusing, especially with the group stops. So yeah, I don't miss delivering to apartments. I got this at number 4. Sometimes at the end of the day, it's easy, right? Because it's residential. You're not having to see anyone. You're just driving up, knocking on the door, and leaving it. But if your whole route had to do with apartments, you best believe it's going to take a lot of time. All right, number 5 is gated apartment communities. So I know you see the trend I got going on here. And this is only a problem whenever you have to go there the first time and you don't know what the gate code is, because sometimes it's not always left on the notes. So you're sitting there either waiting for someone to buzz you in or calling someone that you know that might have been in that area to give you the gate code, because once you've been there once or a couple times, you'll remember what the gate code is. And same, it's an apartment, so you're working your way up. You're going up the 3rd floor or even higher, but most times over here in this area you're going up 3 flights of steps before you deliver this package. And I like to bring back Amazon. Group stops get insane sometimes in the apartments, unless you have an Amazon locker. That really comes in clutch. All right, number 6. So this is where the stuff starts to get a little bit difficult, but all these are doable. It's just all about time. So for number 6, I got high-rise buildings. So this is usually maybe in a city or in a little town or something like that, and you got to deliver to the 7th floor in the elevator. And the main reason is just time. So maybe you're taking, whenever I used to deliver for a contractor, I would probably take about 30 packages to this one stop and have to go on the 8th floor. And it would take some time, you know, because you got to go find the place, you got to go deliver it. Sometimes these people want you delivered in certain areas. They're like, hey man, can you bring it back over here instead? And knowing me, when I was younger, I kind of did it. Looking back, maybe not so much, because it did waste a lot of time. But yeah, so I have that. Number 6 is the high-rise buildings, because you're going up the elevator. That takes time. You get your boxes, and if it's just one package, it's not that bad. All right, number 7, we got anywhere commercial wise hard to park. Especially if you're driving something bigger, it gets kind of harder to make these find out where you're gonna park to set up to make the delivery. For me, I don't run into that too much here, but I do know people that have to sit there and wait because they got a lot of stuff that they're bringing out, and there's other people there that are making their delivery, and that could cost you a lot of time. There was only like one place whenever I was working through a contractor where I would run into that problem a lot. Luckily, I was just driving a van, so it was a small vehicle. I would just squeeze my way in, make that delivery, and bounce. I was out. But not only like in a dock area where you have to wait, but I would say like any claustrophobic tight area where it's really hard to park and you have to really focus on, you know, doing all this, doing all that, making sure you get in and make your deliveries. That can be costing you some time as well too. But I put that for number 7. And number 8, we got hospitals. Now, this might not relate to anyone, but for me it does, because of being a medical courier. I used to also pick up stuff from one hospital and deliver to another. And I tell you, I get lost almost every single time I went to a new hospital. There's so many, hospitals are so big. Sometimes I had to go underground to like their lab and find out who's gonna sign for this, or what door do I go to make this delivery. And I never knew anything. Like, it was always so difficult. I would honestly get a little bit frustrated because I would ask other people and they just didn't know. They're like, nah, I'm not sure, you might have to check underground or check at the front. And I would ask a lot of questions and it would just lead me to nowhere. Especially if you do it at late at night, because that's when I usually worked to make those pickups and deliveries as a medical courier. It was insane because you just couldn't find no one. There was one time where I actually got locked inside of 2 doors because I was trying to find out where to go, and the doors ended up locking and I couldn't get out until I was literally banging on the door for someone to come and let me out. So I have that one there because that wastes a lot of time. Luckily for me, I don't know, like as an actual like delivery courier, you probably have like a certain area where you just leave it, but if you're a medical delivery driver and if you ran through that problem, let me know, because when I first started, I would always get lost. Number 9 is high security commercial buildings, or anything pretty much with a lot of security around it. I can give you some examples. Maybe like a Samsung, LG, and even Amazon, like the Amazon building, and then other places like any money place like Brinks, those places where you have to go in and show them your ID, have them check your truck, and then finally make that delivery. I remember when I used to go to Brinks, I would have to go in, they would have me wait outside, and then they would open the door, let me in, and it would be like this glass window, and then from there I had to go through there and finally make my delivery. And sometimes it could take a lot of time if there's other people there waiting there to make their delivery too. But pretty much I think it's just going through that security part is what's eating up a lot of the time. So that's why I have that at number 9. It's not, I would say, difficult. You're not lost or anything. You're just waiting. You have to play the waiting game. Yeah, wait for these people. So number 9. And number 10, the place I hated to deliver to, and I have this one, and you guys let me know what place you don't like delivering to, or you find it eats a lot of your time away when making your deliveries. Leave it in the comment section below. Let's start a conversation. But number 10 is going to be any delivery in the airport. By far, I hate it. I hated delivering to the airport, and I used to do it every single day back in around, I would say 2016, 2017. I had a route that had me in the airport. It'd be like 10 to 12 deliveries, but every place, you're either waiting for someone to grab the package or you're making that delivery and you got to go through security. And some of those were like a warehouse in the security, so you have to go check through the security door, and then when you're actually at the warehouse, you're locked in a gate, and then you have to ring the bell and wait for somebody to come to you so you can deliver your package. And by far, it was like the most time consuming. It was the first thing I used to try to get out the way whenever I was doing deliveries, because I knew if I didn't get that out now, I would have to do it later. And I tell you, I do not miss that. If you guys have any airport deliveries, let me know how it works for you, because it could just be me, right? It could have just been the way the airport I was in that was getting run. But I want to definitely hear you guys' stories. But yeah, that's my 10 list. And like I said, it's nothing serious. Like at the end of the day, I still do it no matter what. If I had 100 apartments to deliver to, I'd make sure I deliver to all of them, because I'd rather bring back a truck with nothing than a truck full of stuff. And I've experienced pretty much all of them, I would say. Those are just all the ones that I've been through, and I've kind of found that were difficult because of time. And I used to always be like, how can I be faster? How can I be quicker with this area? Or how can I knock this out? And I would say those are from the easiest to the hardest. But if you guys have any suggestions or want to throw something else in the list, definitely let me know. But I always like to say it's just nothing serious. It's just a fun topic to talk about, because I know some of you guys can relate at some of this stuff. But other than that, I'm done for today. I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Peace.